Hello, my name is Fiona, and I'm a certified teacher and a Praxis coach with Study.com. Are you planning to take the Principles of Learning and Teaching grades K-6? This is test 5622. This test covers 4 content areas. This problem set covers the subtopic content area of instructional process. Let's review some of the types of questions you may encounter on the exam. Let's get started. Problem number 1. In an elementary classroom, a teacher provides a list of vocabulary words to their students. The teacher first asks the students to define each word. After a few minutes, the teacher orally reviews the definitions with all students in a group setting. Next, the teacher asks every student to use each new vocabulary word they just defined in a new sentence. Which of the following levels of Bloom's taxonomy does this scenario exemplify? Analyzing, applying, evaluating, or creating. Let's look at Bloom's taxonomy, Bloom's cognitive domain, and we'll start from the bottom and go to the higher order thinking. So the first level is knowledge, and that's remembering. Then comprehension, which is understanding. Application, which is the ability to apply that knowledge. Analysis, which is the ability to break down that information further. Synthesis, that's when you're creating new ideas and solutions. And then evaluation, which is the ability to critique. So synthesis, creating, is very high level. They've just learned these new words, so it's not going to be that. Evaluating, it is also, that's even higher, and that's not what's happening here. Now, applying, they have just learned these new words. They've got this new knowledge, and now the teacher has asked them to apply it by writing new sentences. So I'm going to put a circle around this because I'm fairly certain that that is the correct answer, but let's look at the last option just in case. Analyzing. So analysis is breaking down the information and a step above application. So I think we can eliminate that one as well. They are in fact applying their newly discovered information, knowledge, by writing these sentences. So applying is the correct answer here. Problem number 2. A teacher asks his instructional coach to help him build his understanding of the concept of scope in education. After some explanation and examples, the instructional coach asks the teacher to define scope in his own words. The teacher decides to read a book on curriculum and instruction before completing the task. After some time, the teacher submits a definition of the scope according to his understanding. Which of the following is the correct definition of the scope? The depth and breadth of study that students will experience in their learning. The average years of experience of teachers at a school. The number of incidents related to behavior reported to the principal, or the order of courses that students need to take before graduation. Let's look at what scope does refer to. Within education, the term scope refers to how the curriculum aims to support student development, from early learning outcomes framework to content supporting developmental goals. This is, in fact, the depth and breadth of study that students will experience in their learning. So that is the correct answer. But let's look at each of them and see why they're not the correct answer. So given the definition of scope, the average years of experience of teachers at a school is not related at all, so we can eliminate that. The number of incidents related to behavior reported to the principal, also not relevant. And the order of courses that students need to take before graduation. again, not scope related at all. So it's definitely A, the depth and breadth of study that students will experience in their learning. Problem number 3. A new kindergarten student starts to dislike going to school because, unknown to his teacher, he is teased by his peers. He begins to act out in class by throwing tantrums, punching, and kicking other students. He often refuses to do any of his assignments and constantly disrupts the class. As a result, the teacher starts to resent having the child in her classroom. She makes up a special behavioral plan for the child, which is unsuccessful. She meets with the principal to discuss the problem, and they come up with a plan together. This plan is also unsuccessful. The principal also starts to dislike having the child in his school and begins treating him harshly. Which of the following concepts of learning theory is this an example of? Modeling, vicarious learning, reciprocal determinism, or cooperative learning? Let's look at the definitions of each. Modeling is an instructional strategy whereby the teacher demonstrates to their students while providing a description. Students then have a visual and verbal explanation of the skill, so we can eliminate modeling. Vicarious learning is a process where students learn from others, and that's not happening here either. Jumping to cooperative learning. This is an instructional strategy that is teacher-led but student-centered. Students oversee their own learning and that of others in their group. So that is not what's happening in this situation either. Now let's look at reciprocal determinism. This is a theory that states that one person's behavior is caused by their personality and their environment, and thereby causes others to react accordingly. And that is exactly what is happening here. So reciprocal determinism is the correct answer. Problem number 4. Which of the following statements best describes how standards-based education aligns with the principles of behaviorism? A. Standards-based education emphasizes the importance of intrinsic motivation and self-regulation, reflecting the key principles of behaviorism. B. Behaviorism suggests that standards-based education is ineffective as it does not focus on conditioning through rewards and punishments. C. Standards-based education aligns with behaviorism by promoting rote memorization and conditioning through rewards and punishments. Or D. Standards-based education does not align with the principles of behaviorism, as it emphasizes constructivist approaches and student understanding. So let's look at each. Behavioral learning theory proposes that all behaviors are learned through conditioning, a process of reinforcement and punishment. Standards-based education focuses on teaching and learning as a whole experience of the student's schooling, including teaching, grading, assessment, and reporting. So they are not aligned whatsoever. So let's look at A again. Standards-based education emphasizes the importance of intrinsic motivation and self-regulation, reflecting the principles of behaviorism, and that's not the case, so we can eliminate that. B, behaviorism suggests that standard-based education is ineffective as it does not focus on conditioning through rewards and punishments. That is not the case either. Standards-based education aligns with behaviorism. Right there we know it's not going to be the right answer as they do not align. And finally, we have D, standards-based education does not align with the principles of behaviorism, as it emphasizes constructivist approaches and student understanding. So D is the correct answer. I hope I was able to clarify this subtopic of K-6 instructional process so that you now have a better understanding of the types of questions you can expect to find on the exam. Please remember to like and subscribe to this channel so that with Study.com's help, you will feel confident and prepared on exam day. Bye for now.